Today we're going to look at how to measure an irregular and a regular solid. We're going to start with a regular solid. We have a block of granite here. It is a regular solid because it has a flat surface and it's three-dimensional. So we have a formula that we will use for that because we do have the three dimensions, and that is volume equals length times width times height. We have our ruler, and then we have our calculator so that we can do our calculations once we have our dimensions. So we're going to start with our length. We have 10 centimeters, so we're going to plug that in our equation. And then we have our width, which is 10 centimeters. We're going to plug that in, and then we're going to do our height. And that's 3 centimeters. Now we need to chug and plug. So we're going to do 10 times 10 times 3 equals 300. And our unit is going to be cubic centimeters because, as I said before, this is three-dimensional, so we need to account for the centimeters in cubic centimeters. Now we're going to move on to an irregular solid, and we call this water displacement. The marble is an irregular solid because it does not have a flat surface. It's not three-dimensional. It's kind of awkward, so we have to use water to help us in measuring. We are going to read our graduated cylinder. The unit is in milliliters, and we always want to look for the meniscus. The meniscus is that little dip that you see in the liquid, and that's where you're going to read from. Never at each point at the side. You're going to look at the lowest point there where it touches, and our liquid is going to read 35, 36, 37 milliliters. So we're going to write that figure down because we're going to need it in just a second. And we're going to use a graduated cylinder to measure this instead of a beaker because the measurements are a lot more accurate with a graduated cylinder. So now we're going to take our marble, the irregular solid, we're going to drop it down into the liquid. And if you water rose a little bit. So again, we're looking for that meniscus. So we had 35, 36, 37, 38. Now we're at 39 milliliters. Do a little bit more math. We have 39 minus 37 equals, we get 2 milliliters, but we can't leave our unit in milliliters because that indicates the amount that the water changed. We're looking for the volume of the irregular solid, so we've got to do a little conversion. The number will stay the same, but then our unit is going to be cubic centimeters because when we're doing water displacement, we're always going to use that unit, cubic centimeters.